Okay, I'm gonna introduce myself.
My name's Gillian Child.
My name is Robin Spong.
Brandon Allenby.
I'm Sharita.
Hey, I'm Ferry.
Hi, I'm Emma Chiddix.
My name is Neil.
I'm Kirsty Gavacol.
My name's Sam Braun.
Paddy Mac.
Hey everyone, my name is Radu, I'm 40 and I'm from Romania.
Home Bay.
I'm from Germany.
In Austin, Texas.
Charleston, South Carolina.
About 45 minutes from the center of Canada.
Leicester in the UK.
From the Netherlands.
3 hours southeast of Chicago.
I'm from Lincolnshire in the UK, and I currently live in the Austrian Alps.
So, as of last year, I was able to retire from my corporate job of over 22 years. I walked in one day and said, I'm done. I'm not gonna do this anymore. But I know there's something else I wanna do with my life while I still can.
Vehicle detailer, steel erector, panel beater, construction, labouring, we've all been there. Currently a joiner, 8 to half 4, enjoy my work, but as I say, 33, it's just time to invest in myself. I was always good at art. Family and friends always says, you know what, Paddy, you should maybe think about getting into tattooing. And I just took a plunge now because it's like at 33, working for somebody else, it's just not, it's not ideal.
For the last 20 years, I've been working on landscape design and installations. And honestly, that coming up to 49 is a bit rough on me. I love doing the work, putting the landscapes in the ground, but I've had some health issues and things, so I wanted to find something that I could be creative and still, you know, have an amazing way to be practical with my art and be able to support myself. So I have 2 kids who are basically moved out now, and I can focus on retraining and doing something for myself. And why do I want to be a tattooist? Like I said, I want to be able to do something that is a little less wear and tear on me, and something I can also travel with, which is what I would love to do, is to be able to travel when my kids are out of the house. So yeah, this is for me.
I work administration at a dental office. So I'm their receptionist, I answer phones, and I check patients in and out every day. And aside from that being a little boring, I just didn't have any more room to grow at the current company that I'm with. I want to constantly be learning new things, always being able to better myself, and I wasn't able to do that at this job. Another reason is I love to be creative. I really like painting. I like drawing. And at this job, I wasn't able to be creative at all. I wasn't able to even really connect with patients. At a dental office, most patients hate that they're there anyways. And so no one really wants to connect. And it's pretty boring. And so I wanted to be able to do something that involved me being creative and me having an outlet for drawing and painting.
I'm currently a specialty welder in the nuclear industry. I travel around to different power plants. We go in there, we do whatever needs to be welded, and then in and out, on down to the next plant till they need some help.
So I spent 12 years as a multi-sports instructor, teaching windsurfing, sailing, anything that goes over water, really. And then I did 3 years, most recently, as a security guard, working in a local nightclub.
Since I was 5 years old, I was drawing and painting all day long. I remember my mom used to actually begging me to go outside and play with the kids, but I didn't need all of that. If I had my pencil and my sheets of papers, I was the most happiest kid in the world. So, with that desire in my heart, and I said to myself that I need to do what I love the most. Put a smile on people's faces with my creations.
I just didn't want to do my job anymore, and so I decided to make something out of my artistic talent. friends suggested I should tattoo. It would suit me. Okay. Yes, I liked the idea. I just always believed I wasn't good enough. So I never really thought about it in my life before.
At the moment, I work at a fast food restaurant. I do like to work there, but it doesn't do anything much for me. It's not my dream job. It's not what I want it to be and what I want to keep doing when I'm old. The idea of becoming a tattooist, on the other hand, is for me like a dream come true. I always love art. I used to draw and I started when I was 4 or 5 years old. Plus, tattoos are fucking sexy. They're super hot. So yeah, that's that.
I have friends that are tattooists and really good ones, but being able to apprentice at this age is a little bit difficult. I also still need to pay all my bills. So doing an apprenticeship for free isn't necessarily a good option, especially not this time of year. The part of doing a course instead of an apprenticeship as well is that I wanted to be able to practice this at my own speed and not feel like if I have to take a little longer or a little less time, that I can do this and make sure that my technique and my talent is up to speed, but not waste anybody else's time too. So that's part of it. I wanted to be able to. I haven't been drawing for a really long time, other than landscapes and things. I wanted to be able to do something at my own speed to catch back up with technique and skill level with drawing as well.
I spent years and years in my kitchen. I'm sure there's people out there that have some tattoos they're pretty embarrassed of by me. But after a few years, I was able to get myself into an actual tattoo shop. But the downside of it is they would only give me weekend hours. They would never let me tattoo full time. And so I had to walk away from that job, which was very disheartening at the time. And I was very discouraged with myself. But on the flip side, I fell back on my corporate job that, allowed me to raise a family and do what I got to do what I had to do to get where I am today, to where I can get back to where I want to be and to get back to either being in a tattoo shop or having a tattoo shop of my own. And I really think Tattoo Method Pro helped me knock the rust off this old body and get my confidence back to where I know I want to be back in the tattooing world for sure.
For me personally, it was a very big step to overcome because I have social anxiety. I had it very bad at the time when the idea of becoming a tattooist started. So there was the distance between me going to a shop and making the actually step was too big. That's the reason why I let it go for a couple of years, and after that I got a son who has special needs. Life got in the way. I have my wife, my son to take care of financially, and just being there for them. So the traditional apprenticeship didn't appeal to me. For all those kind of reasons, it just didn't fit in my life. So I had to look for other possible ways to learn how to tattoo.
I chose to do this course instead of an apprenticeship at a tattoo shop because I'm young, I'm free. I didn't really know where I wanted to end up yet. And I started this course in Colorado Springs, Colorado. And a couple of months ago, I was able to move to Charleston, South Carolina, across the country. The only reason that I was able to do that is because of this course and being able to learn online. If I was at a shop, if I was an apprentice at a shop, I would not have had the opportunity to move to where I wanted to go. I would have been stuck in a city that I did not like. I also chose this course because it gave me the flexibility to be able to work full-time still. I mean, I work 7 to 5 every day, and I don't have the time to be going to a tattoo shop every day, especially when they don't pay. You usually have to pay them. And I only get a couple of hours with my husband, with my dog, and I didn't want to give those up and pay to be giving those up.
Okay, so I chose to do this course purely because I'm running my own business at the minute, and that business is very successful. I've been teaching, I've taught internationally, and it's been great, and it still is. I love my job, but there's only certain days of the week that I can really earn money. So it's a lot of weekend work, and that's it. I do the occasional gigs during the week, but it's never a lot. So I'm kind of at max capacity of what I can be earning now. And now my children are a little bit older, so I have 3 children at home. It makes sense. Well, it fits perfectly for me because I really need to work around what I currently have going on. So doing an apprenticeship probably wouldn't have worked that well. I mean, it may have, but I did actually approach a company, tattooist locally, and they wanted $6,000 to do an apprenticeship with them. So I obviously really wanted to do it, but I was like, I don't have that money right now. So this is definitely something that works better for me. I can work from home. I can do it in the time around my current job, which I think is great.
Well, I chose to do this course because it was the only place that I found a complete and comprehensive and direct goal from novice to an experienced finish line. The structure of it, from what I'd seen before I bought the program, really appealed to me. So that's what I like to go through. So that's why I went with it. But the reason I was looking for something like this was because of my job. I'm on the road. I'm not at home very much. I'm on the road working all the time. So trying to find a spot around here, again, in the rural area that I live, there's not really a tattoo artist around. I'd have to drive at least an hour to find somebody to start an apprenticeship. But like I said, I'm always traveling, and I'm either not in the state or I'm hours away working at different places. So that was just not, a traditional apprenticeship was just not going to do. So I needed something that I could take with me as I'm traveling on the road, that I could keep practicing that way. And then once I get everything figured out, once I feel like I'm confident enough to start tattooing people, then I can start tackling that obstacle after I get this part of it done.
At first, I reached out to an artist I really, really admire. He's one of Germany's best tattoo artists, and he is in the Global Tattoo magazine, and I really, really love his work. But he told me he don't have time for apprenticeships. Okay. So I went to the tattoo artist where I did the internship, and he turned me down, even though he had previously promised me an apprenticeship. Okay, then I was in another studio, and there I was told that I had 0 talent, and the artist would charge me €4,000 per month for the apprenticeship. Okay, and this was the point. I was thinking, well, no one wants to help me, so I will do this on my own. Fuck off.
So about age 18, 17, 18, I really, really wanted to become a tattoo artist. I've been obsessed with tattoos since I was about 12, when I remember seeing my first ones on my uncle and friends, or family friends, you know what I mean? And so at 18, I got friendly with a mate of mine who was a tattoo apprentice. And then we tried to go into his shop and see if his dad would take me on. Unfortunately, it wasn't available at the time. And then I went and looked at another 4, maybe 5 shops in my local area asking about tattooing and becoming an apprentice. And it was just a long list of go to art school, get a degree, or give us 10,000 euros and there's 10,000 pounds and you work for the next 2 years, 60 hours a week for free. And maybe we'll consider putting a machine in your hand for the last 6 months of your 2 years stay, just generally not a very good deal. Now, admittedly, I didn't have a portfolio. I wasn't stunning at drawing. I hadn't done my research on really how to do this. I was just a young kid thinking, let's go for it, And unfortunately, got turned away from so many 5 shops, like I say, and that was enough to bump my confidence, gave up on the whole idea, and became a windsurf instructor because it was easy and it was fun and I was good at it.
I know a lot of people in the tattoo industry, friends, family, and they've even said to me, don't even apply for apprenticeships because you may as well just sit there making tea all day, because they don't want you there. You're not. They've got their little area, they've got their people that they want there. They don't particularly want outsiders coming in, and I have seen it, unfortunately. I've sat with friends and watched apprenticeships and apprentices come in, and I feel so sorry for them, and I just think, mate, you're doing it all wrong. You're doing it all wrong. We'll speak to Ben.
I have a buddy who's a year into his apprenticeship at a local shop in Colorado Springs, and he's still mostly answering phones, setting up other people's stations. He's still cleaning the shop every day for all these other artists. And I was trying to find a way to pick apart the parts of an apprenticeship that I wanted and the parts that I didn't want. And so, really just being able to pull apart like the hazing that you get in a tattoo shop. My buddy's had to get multiple tattoos that he didn't want to get, and it's part of the environment at a tattoo shop. And I didn't want to get pressured into getting in any tattoos that I didn't want. I also didn't want to have to try to fit in with other artists or to prove myself.
People that I've seen that are in the industry and are doing a traditional apprenticeship, what I hear is cleaning toilets, setting up stages for the other artists that are working, and talking to customers. It's not like they're getting a chance for anything until at least a year, and after that you go on fake skin and learn everything that I'm learning already on day one with the course I'm doing now. So that's a thing. I'm not thrilled about the traditional apprenticeship. And all atmosphere at the shops. They're very harsh. There's critique, but not. You cannot build on the critique that they're giving. So no, I'm not a big fan at all.
Do I really want to just actually be the cleaning guy for a tattoo shop? Do I want to make coffees all day long for others, or I just want to focus on me and my learning process? The answer on those questions, of course, is no. Who wants that?
I was trying to find an apprenticeship for my daughter, who was 19 at the time and wanted to tattoo. And she's an amazing artist. She's going into fine art right now at the university. So she has a beautiful portfolio of artwork. But even for her, couldn't find an apprenticeship. So yeah, that's been my experience thus far. But here's something interesting. Because I've been sharing my work to date in this class, and I'm only 25% of the way through, I have had a couple of those friends that are tattoo artists approach me to see how I'm doing. And yeah, so that's the next step, that I might actually be able to apprentice with one of my buddies now that he sees that I'm putting the work in. So that's pretty cool. It would be nice to do that as well and kind of tie both together.
So this course for me has been very, very transformative. The way the course teaches you all the requisite skills in order to tattoo. So how to create a stencil, how to draw an initial design, thinking about things like your line weights, the distance between your lines. So everything that you do is geared towards making a tattoo, not towards making a painting or an illustration in a comic book or something, things that don't translate. Every piece of the course that Ben teaches is geared towards tattooing. And as I said before, the way he teaches and communicates is so solid and so easy to comprehend, understand, and then implement in a real world scenario.
I have nothing but positive things to say about this course. Like I said, I love the structure of it. At the same time, with the sprinkle of freedom that's in there, with the where you get at certain points, you get to pick your own design and see what your artistic freedoms can be.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe how fast I have gone from absolutely horrendous squiggly lines and honestly migraine headaches trying to train my eyes to focus really short, which I think is what the issues were in the beginning. Yeah, to be able to go from terrible squiggly lines thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to do here? Why am I doing this? To now, like I said, I'm only like 4 or 5 weeks into the program. I just drew and shaded a fish today. Like, it was the coolest. It's fun and cartoony, but to have things that I would put on me or a friend already, like, that's insane. It's amazing and I love it. And it is so stepwise and progressive that it's teaching me how to draw again. I did have some background in drawing, but it's teaching me how to look at things again and break them down. And it's so sort of concise and progressive that honestly you're getting an entire drawing class at the same time as learning to use a tattoo machine to do the similar things. The different experiences and blocks of lessons as well, to be able to really get a handle on how each of the techniques and different needles works is amazing. Like, you get a good 5-6 blocks of work you can do as part of the lessons, and then whatever you wanted to do on top of that. You get a chance to try everything, which I think if you're in a apprenticeship situation, you may not get to do that if you're working with somebody that has their own vibe and their own favorites. So yeah, that's absolutely amazing. I love it. And the group that we're all in together in our Facebook group is just so supportive. We have calls with Ben as well on about once a week. It's so good. You're not doing this on your own at all. It's amazing.
I did kind of plunk around on YouTube for a while, as most people do nowadays when they think about being a tattoo artist. And I'm definitely a self-starter. If somebody else is able to do it, then I'm able to do it, and I'll teach myself how. And so YouTube just has so many videos. They're obviously such a huge platform, and you can get lost and you can waste time very easily on YouTube. And so not only was I veering off of track many times, but I also was just kind of flopping around between videos trying to figure out where I could learn things. I'd start part of a video, realize I already know what he's talking about, so I'd go to another one when that just wasn't working. And so this course is very structured, and it is structured in such a way that it teaches you the fundamentals first without letting you lose interest. So you still see progress very quickly, and that's what differentiated this course from YouTube and from other courses that you can find online, was this one is set in such a structure that you're learning well and you're learning the fundamentals first, but you're not losing interest and you're not getting bored.
I'm at the tail end of this course. I'm almost complete. I'm doing portraits. And that's one of the things I could say is so great about this course is it starts you at the bottom. It starts you with a foundation and basically gives you the blocks to build upon so you have the confidence to go into a tattoo shop with your portfolio to possibly even get to the point where you can tattoo on your own or even, open your own shop. And that's one of the things I really think this course has to offer. And at the top of the list, the best thing about this course is Ben himself. Ben has put in the time to create the online course, but the greatest thing is Ben will communicate with you directly himself. You can reach out to Ben. You can give him your work to critique. You can ask Ben, what did I do wrong here? And he's going to give you those answers. And he's going to be real about it. He's not going to sugarcoat it. He's not going to tell you everything's great. And that's one of the things I don't think you're going to find in most of the courses online these days. You're not going to find somebody that is actually there for you to tell you what you're doing wrong and how to do it correctly. And that's the best thing I could say about Tattoo Method Pro.
I was in the course for about 1 year, and I can't tell you how much I learned. I started with trying just straight lines and then finished with doing whole portraits. People who followed me on Facebook and Instagram are surprised how big my steps really are. What's special about Ben's course is that he continually shows and repeats what's really important.
I don't want to be a carer for the rest of my life. I don't want to be sitting around doing something that I don't want to do for the rest of my life. So I took the leap and I entered the full program and thoroughly enjoying it. As you can see from behind me, they're just some of the ones I've done in my spare time, and I've loved doing it, every second of it. When I first started, pulling a straight line was like trying to walk a horse that you don't know and that doesn't know you. It was so hard. People think it's easy, it's just a line. It was absolutely horrendous, but now I'm there. I'm pulling straight lines. I'm stipple shading, which is probably one of my favourites actually. Grey washing, and then eventually I'm going into the designs now. So I'm looking forward to the rest of that.
If you're thinking about it, you can't go wrong with the course. You're doing 30 days for free, and if you feel at the end of the 30 days, you know what, it's just not for me, then it's not for you probably. But I've purchased the full course, and it's probably the best thing I've ever done for myself. So that's insane, the way the course really propels you forward very, very fast. If you think that you can be a tattooist, 110%, if you're good at art and any way good with your hands, you will pick it up very quickly through Ben's methods.
Yes, I would recommend. Oh my gosh. I've honestly gone from being so rusty with drawing to now I can shade things, I'm getting creative again, I'm getting ideas. Oh, it's so good. And there's so much support, absolutely. If you have any doubts, just at least do the 30 days. If you'll fall in love within the 30 days, you just will. It's just amazing. It's so good. And you're not wasting your money on crappy machines, crappy gear, crappy lessons. You're focusing your time, your effort, and the results are so fast when you do that. It's just so good.
If you're sitting on the fence about, spending the money and taking on Tattoo Method Pro, I will tell you, there's nothing else like there. There's no course out there that's going to give you 30 days of lessons to see if you think this is the right path for you, or you think you're learning something, after 30 days, I promise you, you're gonna wanna get this course. You're gonna feel like, yes, I can do this. You're gonna feel like, yes, I can put in the time. And if you do put in the time and you spend the quality time in trying to do these lessons over and over and over, you're gonna feel really good about yourself, and you're gonna feel like you're confident enough to set foot into a tattoo shop and show somebody your work.
Absolutely, 150%. I sat on the fence, like I've said, for many weeks, a couple of months. Thought, no, it's too expensive, and it is expensive. But then, from where I started to where I am now, there is a massive improvement, and people have already come forward and said, wow, when you're done, this is what I want. And they send me pictures, and I think, okay, yeah, that's lovely. You've got to wait. I've got a lot to do before I can get on with that. But if you sat on the fence, start. Ben doesn't hassle you, doesn't pressure you. There's no, get this done and you've got to get it done now. If it takes a year, it takes a year. And if you need help, just need to kick up the backside to say, you know, this could be better, that could be better. Just speak to Ben. I can't fault him. And you'll get the answers, probably not the ones you want, but the ones you need. But yeah, I would definitely take that leap. And I'd do it again. I'd do it tomorrow. Absolutely.
I personally would highly recommend it. I recommend anyone the course. Anyone with the desire to become a tattooist, the amount of knowledge you gain and the number of styles and techniques you learn in this period of time with this course. It will take years of practice when you're in a shop or on any apprenticeship. So for me, that's very valuable. The amount of knowledge I'm gaining in this short of time, it's mind blowing. It's amazing. I'm doing things that I never thought I would be able to do.
Here she is. So I would highly recommend taking this course to anyone really. I think if you are starting from scratch and have not learned anything whatsoever in tattoo, it's a great place to start, because I had never done anything in tattooing before, and I really feel that I'm progressing well, even though I'm actually only just over 20% through.
And also you can get access to a Facebook group filled with students who are willing to help you every time, and where you can find so much support from them and also from Ben, because yes, you can find his support always in the group, or you can chat with him directly on WhatsApp, which for me is a great motivation.
If you really want to learn to tattoo and become good, just go for it. For me, it was the best investment I've ever did into my future, and I finished the course and I've already done real tattoos now, and they turned out really, really well.
I would wholeheartedly recommend this course. I couldn't find a more beginner-friendly, cohesive, progressive course that takes you from the absolute beginning all the way through to being a very competent tattooist. The understanding of how the machine works, how the skin works, everything like that, to such a crazy high level. For me personally, during this course, my confidence level has gone through the roof, and I'm only halfway through it at the moment. And the course itself, the layout and the structure, keeps me excited and champing at the bit to do the next part and to see where this journey will take me.
To anyone currently sitting on the fence, thinking about whether or not to spend the money to take the leap, I would say just do it. The pros of doing it so outweigh the cons, because in a year you could look back and think, wow, I did it. I am now tattooing real people potentially. I'm in a shop, I have my own shop. Or you could look back and think, I wish I would have started it then because I'd be so much further.